Dirrell looking for an opening, just kind of keeps pawing with his right jab to try to get Kost to move his gloves and leave an opening for him.
Again, he's got Kost in the corner. And lets him escape as Kost starts to tie him up and now brings it back to the middle of the ring. And we come to the end of round 6. Well, there is a look at Timur Ibragimov as he gets prepared mentally for his fight that's upcoming with the basketball shod Tony Thompson.
Well, hopefully Ibragimov is preparing a more aggressive game plan than he showed against Calvin Brock last year.
Promised us that he would. Meanwhile, Andre Dirrell pitching even more than a shutout.
Well, you know, the funny thing is I think that the Kost corner has the right game plan. They wanted to smother Dirrell. They want him to get close. They want him to jab his way in. The problem is you can have all those plans, but you got to execute the plans, and he cannot execute in there.
Yeah, he's just overmatched. There's no question about it. He told us he was in better condition, and he may well be.
Well, I think that's true. He faded against Andre Ward, but that hasn't been the case here tonight. He's taking a steady battering, there's no doubt about it. But he still looks pretty much in the same shape that he was in round 1.
Now Dirrell getting a little wilder with his punches. That was a good straight left hand. Another good straight left hand. And another one.
See if Kost can extricate himself from that corner. Well, he fights his way out. That's a good way. Kost asking Dirrell to come in. But Dirrell is fighting this entire fight at his distance. The distance is comfortable for him where he wants to be.
Back in the center of the ring again. From Dirrell, just as Kost tried to step in.
Boy, he is quick-handed, Dirrell.
No question about that.
And as I'm looking at Dirrell's expression, I mean, he looks a little perplexed himself, Barry. That I think he feels he's done enough to get Kost to at least to get out of there, to submit, but Kost isn't about submitting.
No, definitely not. He's nothing if not tough. Coming to the end of round 7 of an 8-round fight. A dominant performance so far by the Olympian Andre Dirrell. And we welcome you back here to the Playboy Mansion. We're in Holmby Hills, California, right by Beverly Hills, and an invited crowd of about 500 on hand, and have to be appreciating the performance they're seeing from Andre Dirrell.
Oh yeah, if you're here tonight, you're on the A-list, Barry. No question about it. Because I had a lot of people want to know how they could get tickets to the fight. And I couldn't help them.
No, that's right. That's right. This is, you're right. This is the A-list. This isn't the
They
cast.
barely let us in through the gates today.
That's right. It's not the cast of The Love Boat that's here.
Well, let's see if Kenny Kost goes for a broke here, Barry. But he just hasn't been able to really get close enough to do any damage to Andre Dirrell at all in this fight.
Now, I'm sure a very frustrating evening for Kenny Kost because, as you said, his corner had the right idea. I'm sure he's trying to execute as they told him.
It's tough for Kost because he'd like to jab. They want him to jab his way in, and he tries it, but what happens is that Dirrell's jab is faster, so even if he launches a jab, Dirrell's jab gets there first. And you really can't exchange jabs with Dirrell.
And Dirrell, of course, with a 5-inch reach advantage.
Dirrell fighting differently tonight, Barry. I think you'd have to agree that in the way that when we saw him fight Rocha, when we saw him fight Juan Camacho, he's very wild in there, sometimes amateurs. I mean, fun to watch because he was throwing a ton of punches and spectacular and everything, but much more controlled here tonight. His flurries are more measured.
Come on, baby.
I like the way he's fighting tonight. And he may be a guy and may have to resign himself to the fact that he's a guy who's not just going to go in there and get somebody out of there, that he's going to have to win fights by outpointing people for the most part.
I think that's probably a correct assessment. That's what I'm saying. He's gonna need to do it with volumes of punches, out hustling his opponent, out skilling his opponents. His brother can go in there and blow guys out. Right. Might be a little harder work for Andre. It's not to say that he won't be just as successful.
No, I think he's very sharp. His punches certainly have been a lot sharper tonight than we've seen them in the past.
Kost's legs are starting to betray him here a little bit. He's eating a lot of punches.
Only got about 10 seconds to worry about now, though. Dirrell just trying to measure. Now he opens up again, and that's it. So Kenny Kost can say he went the distance. Rob Schneider liking it. Rob Schneider, a longtime fight fan, see him around the fights quite a lot. So I don't think there's any question as to the outcome of this one. Andre Dirrell just having his way with Kenny Kost. We'll get the official decision when we come. And we welcome you back to the Playboy Mansion here in Beverly Hills, California. Our first fight's in the books. One of the few times I don't think there's any mystery here. Here's Jimmy Lennon to tell us.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 8 rounds of action, we have a unanimous decision. Here are the score totals. Judge at ringside, Ralph McKnight, sees the bout 80-70. Judges Gwen Adair and Chuck Hassett both see the bout 80-69. All three in favor of the winner, and still undefeated, the Matrix, Andre Dirrell.
My daughter, I love you, baby. Anthony, what's up, baby? I love you, dog. Oh, I'm sorry.
11-0 now with 7 knockouts, and this guy still is a work in progress, but you gotta like the work.
Yeah, I like the adjustments that he's made with his professional style tonight. Let's see more.
I think so. I think we're going to see a lot more of him. I think he's going to fight a little bit more regularly as well. That's what he wants to do. Title shot, he says, by his 20th fight. Let's go back to Chris Rose and the gang. Chris?
All right, Barry.